Are you ready for change? Are you ready to evolve? Are you ready to manifest a new reality? I am Joseph Smith, and I hope that today I cover something that brings some positivity to your life, that helps provoke some change, that puts something on your mind to think about, to help you get to the next level. Today I want to discuss who, what, and when are you willing to sacrifice to get to your promised land? So many times we feel this calling on our life that I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel a greater purpose, a greater calling on my life. But a lot of times we can't get there because there's so many different things, people, places, situations that's blocking us from getting there. It makes me think about a story that was in the Bible about the Israelites who wandered around in the wilderness for 40 years. They actually came out of Egypt, out of bondage, and had an opportunity to go from bondage to the promised land being exact. But the reason why they couldn't get to the promised land is because they had some things that was going on with themselves that did not allow them to get to the promised land. So as a result, they find themselves wandering around and around in a circle for 40 years. And it says that they were not able to go into the promised land until those who had came out of Egypt died away. The older generation had to die away in order for the newer generation to go into the promised land. We know this as a fact because not even Moses was allowed to go into the promised land. The best that he was able to do was walk up into the mountain and look over at the promised land. But he was not allowed to cross over into the promised land. It makes me think about, who are you willing to sacrifice in order to get to your promised land? So many times we are surrounded by people who we may see as friends, we may see as associates, we may not see them as, it may be family, right? But these people are not adding any positivity, and they are not conducive to our lives and us getting to the next level. You cannot go to the next level if you still have certain people around you. These people around you are literally just pulling you back, holding you back, stealing your energy, telling you, oh, you can't do it. You're not going to get this job. Oh, you're not going to be able to start that business. Oh, you ain't going to never find a partner. They're always going to be there to hold you back. They're always there to remind you of who you used to be, reminding you of what you used to could not accomplish. Ah, man, you couldn't accomplish that. Are you willing to sacrifice those people? Are you willing to go through and block these people? Are you willing to go through and delete these people from your contact list? So many times I find myself, after I deleted all the contacts out of my phone and blocked a whole bunch of situations and people and places that I did not need to be involved with, now I find myself looking at my phone when my phone rings. When my phone rings, I look at it. It's not a recognizable number. I look to see if it's a previous text message. And at that particular point, I then gauge one or two things. Is this person conducive to my life, or are they causing me not to move forward in my life? And based upon those questions that I ask myself determines if I answer that phone call. You got to be willing to cut some people off if you want to go to where you're destined and purposed to go. Because if not, you won't get there. So not only who are you willing to cut off, right? But what are you willing to cut off? Sometimes you got to get rid of some things within yourself. Sometimes you got to go through some transitions within yourself. We know that as they walked around in the promised land, a lot of things changed for them. A lot of things more so dealing with them internally and with their mindset. How they viewed the comfortability. Even though they was in bondage, they felt like bondage was better than being in the wilderness because they were stagnant. They weren't moving forward. But they weren't moving forward because they were causing their own detriment. What detriment are you causing to yourself? What type of pain are you causing to yourself? A lot of times, it's not even people that's our own worst enemy. Sometimes it's yourself. You are your own worst enemy. And what do? We look for people to blame for what we have not been accountable for. We look for other people to blame. So what is it about you that you are willing to change about yourself? What is it within you and your mindset that you are willing to change about yourself? And a lot of times, going back to the first point of who, you got to cut some people off. You got to be able to go to the wilderness and put yourself in a situation where you are by yourself. So now that I'm by myself, now I can deal with me and what I need to get rid of in myself, internally. Because once again, until you deal with you, you will never get to your promise. Ever. My last and final point. When are you willing to make this sacrifice so that you can get to your promised land? We already know who we need to cut off and who we need to get rid of. We know what it is that we need to fix within ourselves. But guess what we find ourselves doing? Procrastinating. Practicing the art of procrastination. I know I need to cut this person off. I know I need to fix this within myself, but when am I going to do it? When are you going to challenge yourself to make that commitment to yourself, to hold yourself accountable? It's like being sick, knowing I'm sick and I need to take this medicine, but I don't take this medicine, even though I know it's going to make me better. When are you willing to sacrifice for your own self? At what point will that time come? Don't wait until it's too late. Don't look for people to blame. Hold yourself accountable. You owe it to yourself to love yourself and to help yourself get to your promised land. I hope that something today that I've covered, discussed, or talked about provokes some type of change, brings about some type of evolution. Guess what? You have the ability to manifest your own reality. In order to do so, to manifest your own reality, to change what's in your reality, you must first change your mindset. I love you, and I wish you the greatest success. Joseph Smith signing out.